today.
So in my labs this week,
Yeah.
I know you were on vacation, and so you didn't
Yeah.
really get a chance to see what I was doing in the lab.
No.
Because it was amazing, amazing. I was seeing
Always.
what would happen if you put different bones, or the same bones, in different solutions. So, because you know you have acids and bases and neutrals and all these different things that that you can put these in.
Lots of things.
And so I was like, well, what would happen if I put a chicken bone in 3 different things? So last week I was testing and testing and testing, and now this week we get to find out what happened.
Is that what was stinking up the kitchen, the science lab?
Yes.
'Cause
Yes, that
something stunk.
is what was thinking of there. Okay, so I put it in 3 different solutions.
Okay.
So
What is that one?
this one is vinegar. And I wanted to see what would happen if we put a chicken bone in vinegar. So take this chicken bone,
Okay.
and what happened to it? How does it feel?
Ah!
Oh my! It's very limp.
It bends.
Yuck.
I do not think
So
this is
the
a good...
vinegar ate all the things that made the bone hard.
Wow.
Okay, let's see what happened to this one. Put it back. Okay. I'll let it splash. Now here's ones that was just...
You got to get to the chicken
I'm
bone.
going to get it. What happened to this?
Woo, this one stinks. This is the same.
Okay, because this one was in water. So, the
Stinks.
yes, the water didn't change anything really about the bone. It just made its natural decomposition still happen.
So it made it stink.
Yes, I'm sorry about your nose. Sorry about my nose too. But this one is a different color. See? You look at this one, and then you look at this one.
Wow, it
Do you
lost
see?
all of its color.
Yes, it did indeed. What do you think of this one?
Oh,
What did you do?
I bent it and it...
You break my bone. Oh my.
I think this is a bad bone to have in you.
Yes. I guess we
What
better
does
not.
this one do?
This one was soaked in bleach, and this one took out all of the things in the bones that made it bendy. So,
Wow.
I think
So that made it bendy.
Mhm. And this made it very, very not bendy.
And that made it stink.
So they're all 3 different, but they all started out. This was also from the very same package of chicken. So, what can we learn from this? I think we can learn whatever we saturate in
Yeah.
will change us.
Oh, you mean like if we are going to church and we're reading God's word, we're reading truth, we're listening to things that talk about God, and we get to know God more, we're spending time with Him, then we'll be more like Him. But if we're spending time with like movies that aren't good, or books that aren't good, or friends that aren't good, then we are going to be more like them.
Right.
Well, I think we should be very careful with who we're with and what we're saturating ourselves with, because
Because who do we want to be? Do we want to be bendy? Because if we want to be bendy, then we should sit in vinegar. But if do we want to stink? If we want to stink, we should sit in water. So whatever we want to do, we have to saturate ourselves with the things that are in like that, right? Like if I want to be a kind person, I need to spend time with kind people. And if I want to be a bad person, then I will spend time with the bad people. So you have to think about before what you want to be, so you know where to spend your time.
That's right. Well,
And we want to be like Jesus.
that is right.
So we need to spend time with Jesus.
So think about, who are you spending time with? Well.
So we just finished talking about saturation and how what we think is what we become. That's why the Bible really stresses about, set your affection on things above, or don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So the experiment that we did might have been a little challenging, but this one is super easy and anybody can do it. So you just take some celery and you put it in food coloring and water, and then the leaves will turn the color of whatever color you put in. So like, for example, this one got really pretty. The celery leaves turned blue. This one, they turned red, but they also kind of dyed a little bit. And then this one just got really dark because it's in really dark food coloring. So that's a really fun and simple game that you can try at home.
Now here's another one. You can take a blindfold and you can blindfold yourself, and then, or if someone can blindfold you, doesn't matter. And you can have a couple people and pick the person that you know their voice the best, and then so you'll take off your glasses if you have glasses. You'll blindfold yourself, and then you have to do whatever that one person says. So if I was gonna do it, I could blindfold myself and I could have, okay, I'm gonna listen to what Angela's saying, but then maybe I have a couple of my other friends around and they're gonna be telling me different things, but I have to make sure that I listen to Angela.
If I say, walk forward 5 steps, turn left,
then I need to walk forward 5 steps and turn left. Okay, so because the world is telling us all these crazy things on social media, it's telling us how we should look, how we should act, and we want to make sure that we're going back to God. We're listening to what God has to say. Okay, another thing is this. You can actually draw this on paper, but not going to be that fun. But you can do it with yarn or with tape on the ground, and you want to make it a pretty big V, and on one side you have truth and the other side lies, because we think that we can do both. We think that we can be a truthful and honest person while still telling lies, but the problem is it's going to catch up to us. So we might be able to do it for a little bit. So this is you, okay, and so you might be able to start off maybe telling a couple lies, maybe telling the truth sometimes. You're mostly honest sometimes. But as time keeps going, the lies get bigger because you have to cover up the first lie and then the second lie, and then pretty soon, you're gonna go splat. Because you can't do it. It's impossible to live an honest life while also living a dishonest life. So you can see how far you can get.
Cool. And also, speaking of saturation, we can have a water fight. So one really hot day this summer, just with your mom's permission, go outside and just soak each other with water. You can use water balloons or cups or the hose or anything that carries water. Just go dump it on each other and just saturate it in water and understand what it means to be saturated.
That sounds like fun.
All right, see you next time.